doing very, very well today. Hello! Happy fall! I hope that you've been enjoying the Autumn Hush Harvest ASMR relay so far. I hope that you've been having a good time. I hope that you've been enjoying yourself. Been able to relax, I hope. It's good to see you. Hello, hello. My name is Daiya Fortuna, and I am your always sometimes lucky card monster. And today, I am going to cook for you a little something that I feel like is reminiscent of every single fall season. Reminds me of peaceful times of being a kid and shoveling large quantities of leaves into your mouth. So, without further ado, let's get started. I'm going to adjust some things just a little bit so you can hear me a little better. So it does seem like it's a little quiet. There we go. Alright. So, first things first. I have a wooden spoon. Very important that. I have a wooden spoon. Perfect for tapping. And a wooden bowl that I can kind of tap on a little bit. Gotta test the bowl acoustics. Very important that. Does that bowl sound good to you? I think it sounds alright. So, I also have collected some of the finest pieces of wood that are so nice and round. Little round pieces of wood. Delightful little beads. There we go. And we'll place these into our bowl. And then I have a few others of different sizes and other things to help us make something yummy. You are going to make sure to have a nice large helping, aren't you? I'm working very hard on this soup, and if I find out that you haven't eaten any of it, I'm going to be disappointed. Oh, my goodness. Ignore that. There we go. My apologies. That was quite loud. But I don't have quite enough wood in this wood soup yet. And I would be remiss to not make sure that we have ample amounts of wood for our wood soup. I have to make sure we have lots of different sizes of wood. It really adds to the mouthfeel. It's very important, the mouthfeel for wood soup. Why else would you put wood in your mouth? Why else? else would you eat? Leaves and twigs, of which I have some, don't worry. We have leaves and twigs too. Lots of yummy morsels for you to enjoy. Don't you worry, I've come prepared. Let's see here. They're evading me. Little trouble causers. There we go. I think that's a good amount of that size. Now we need some little tiny ones too. Very important. And then we're going to gather our leaves together for a nice crunch. It seems like just yesterday the leaves were bright green and the trees are flowering, and before you know it, the seasons have changed. Summer has come and gone. Now it feels like winter could be approaching at any moment. Weird. Feels like every season just zips on past all too fast. So I'm glad that we're taking a moment to relax and breathe in that crisp, crisp autumn air. I don't know, there's something about, maybe it's the trees and all of the falling leaves, but I feel like the air just smells nicer this time of year. Am I crazy? Well, maybe, but not for that, I don't think. But it does just seem like before we know it, it'll be winter. I'm glad that we can take some time and just relax and enjoy I don't want to say the fruits of autumn's labor, because that's not true. There's no fruit well, there's some fruit this season. Pumpkins. Are pumpkins technically fruit? Or are they vegetables? Seems like nowadays everything's changing that up all the time. Make up your mind. Is it a fruit? Is it a vegetable? Next thing I know, I'm gonna find out that eggs are vegetables. I swear. My reality as I know it has disappeared. But that's okay. In the fall, one of the things that I love the absolute most is the rustling of the leaves as they roll down the street, or the rustling of the crunchy grass underfoot. Crunchy grass just has such a nice sound. I know it's dead, which is unfortunate, or dormant, maybe, but I do really like the sound. All the same. Now you're telling me that vegetables aren't real? I can't trust anything anymore. They're fruits, they're vegetables, they're vegetables, they're fruits. Life as I know it will never be the same. Does that sound about right? Does it sound about right to you? I think I have a good amount here, but let me just have you give me a good check on this, okay? Let me know how you feel about it. Does this feel like a correct quantity of wooden beads for your snack, or do you want more? can be honest. If you want more, that's fine. Okay, well, I don't want you to fill up too fast, so what we'll do is I'll place this here for now, and then for one of the main attractions, it wouldn't be fall without some crispy, crispy autumn leaves. I went out and I plucked these off of the trees. Climbed up and did my best to grab them from the tippy top to make sure that they would be the crunchiest. And only the most scrumptious pass the test. I can't give you just any old leaves. What do you take me for, huh? Make sure only the best for you. There are all sorts of different shades, red and yellow and orange and brown, like a kaleidoscope of fall colors. It always makes me wonder, do you prefer the word autumn or the word fall? It's just a matter of personal opinion, but I don't know. They evoke both the same and also different experiences. It's rather hard to explain. I do have some more over here. Maybe you would like these more like a sort of crispy autumn chip to go in. Autumn feels more elegant. I would say that it does, doesn't it? And now I have to have the water ready, of course. We're not going to be able to make a soup if we can't make a broth. Here we go. Let me just place this down very gently so we can focus on pouring the water over the crispy leaves and the nice round beads. Leaves are kind of becoming soggy quite quick. I guess such is the nature of leaves, huh? That's okay. Let's see if we can't stir this a little bit. We'll have to simmer it over a low heat. After a little while, kind of like bay leaves, they'll remove the nice crispy leaves, and they'll leave a nice fragrant flavor. You can of course eat the soggy leaves afterwards if you so choose. That's all up to the person. Do you like your wood soup with or without leaves? Everyone, I think, has their own get only the yummiest parts. There you go. I'd hate for you to eat a steak by mistake. That wouldn't be very yummy, would it? Well, probably not. Doesn't sound very tasty to me, but to each their own, I suppose. I'm sure everyone has their preference, but I don't think that's mine. Let's see here. Fall always reminds me of marshmallows toasted on late nights, and what else? I'm sure this depends on the place and the person, but I haven't seen yet the quintessential fall movie, which is, of course, The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. And I think there's the Thanksgiving one too, as we are quickly approaching that holiday, if you celebrate it. And I love them so much. I love the Peanuts. I have such nostalgic memories of watching those movies and the little specials and stuff. Lots of warm, happy, nostalgic memories. And oh, sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are like quintessential autumn, aren't they? Do you eat sweet potatoes? Do you like them? Do you like them with or without the caramelized marshmallows? And if you tell me that you haven't had it before, we're gonna have to fix that. That's gonna come up after the wood soup. I'll make you that after the wood soup. Let's see here. Candied yams. Oh yeah, some people use the word yam, huh? Do you think the word yammering, like when you're talking a lot, yammering on, do you think that yammering on is also because of yams? I don't know. But it does make you think, doesn't it? Food for thought. I think the sweet potatoes are really good. But when I was little, all I wanted were those delicious, fluffy marshmallows on top. So what I would do, my evil plot, if you will, was when none of the Fortuna family were looking, I would sneak my spoon and I would grab a portion and I would peel all of the marshmallow off, and then I would hide I'd hide the sweet potatoes in my napkin, like under my napkin, and hope that everyone thought I finished and cleared my plate. But alas, I was caught. So much for that idea, huh? But not for lack of trying. Gotta give me some credit there, at least. There's a lot to be said for trying. Or at least, I'm going to tell myself that so that I can cope. so nice and woodsy as it heats up. It truly reminds me of the outside. What else reminds me of fall? I think honestly just campfires. Maybe they're more wintry, but I don't know. I can't say that I've ever necessarily camped in autumn, but to me it just feels like something that should be, right? Like, I should be camping in autumn. Granted, I'm not a very big camping person at all. I'd much rather stay inside, but if I were to camp, I think it would probably be pretty nice. I just think being in nature in autumn is perfect. In the summer, it's too hot. In the spring, all of the plants are dropping pollen everywhere, so it's every allergy haver's nightmare. And winter is obviously too damp, dreary, and cold, and it's not snowing. So, it's a really, really nice idea to take a walk among the trees, listen to the bird song. Can't imagine there being anything better. I'm not looking forward to all of the wet of winter. It's a very wet season, that one. Autumn is perfect. Not too cold, not too dry. Well, rather dry, but it's definitely not too damp. Gotta give it credit where credit is due. Someone who went out camping for a really long time. I think fall is probably the best time. Also, well, I suppose it might be a bit of a fire hazard with all the dry leaves and whatnot, but I bet it makes for great kindling. True, no bugs. That is true. I will certainly give it that. There have nary been a bug, whether wasp or, I don't know, any other kind of unsavory bug in sight. And for that, I am very thankful. I like some bugs, but there are a lot of them that can cause a lot of mischief. this lovely, lovely little stew for you. And after, you're going to head straight to bed. You hear me? Straight to bed. Crush up some leaves and then kind of sprinkle it on top as a little garnish. Now I'm going to mix it with my hands a little bit. Knead it real nice. And of course, go back in with our spoon. Well, it's looking pretty good so far, and I think we may even be ready to eat. Don't worry, it should have cooled off by now. Ready? How's that? Another bite? Another one. I'm glad to hear you're enjoying it. Well, I hope that you have a lovely, lovely, lovely rest of your fall. And I hope that tonight you dream of nice crunchy leaves and the relaxing feeling of the wind rustling through your hair. Good night. Sleep well. Daiya.